Hey, this is Chris with Record Talk, and this is another episode of I Buy Old Records, Volume 5. So, this is a vinyl finds video. I've got quite a bit. Something I'm doing over the summer when I'm not working is kind of accumulating some records that I'll get to listen to when I don't have as much time to actually accumulate them. Since I don't have any teaching responsibilities in the summer. I basically went out on like an all-day tour yesterday of antique stores, thrift stores, and the like in some towns within driving distance, but a lot of places that I don't normally hit up because they're a little bit farther away. But I made a special trip yesterday. So the first thing I'm going to show is going to show three little records. I showed these on Rachel's stream. So these are all 45s from the 1980s. They are all in their original sleeves. So we have The Police, Wrapped Around Your Finger. The flip side is a live version of Tea in the Sahara. We got some Billy Idol, Moni Moni Live, Shaking All Over Live, As Your Backside. You knew what to chant when they play this song at the club. And then we've got some I Want Your Sex by George Michael, and it has a different mix of it on the flip side. Um, and the place I got them, so they had a box of 45s, most of them in their original sleeves. Some other 80s stuff that got left behind due to condition. There was a Human League, Keep Feeling Fascination, something by Cyndi Lauper, a Culture Club, Tumblephoria, some other stuff that I didn't buy because of condition. There was a Jefferson Airplane White Rabbit, some Sly and the Family Stone, some Styx, some Foreigner. But let's get into some big records. So the first place I went to, town about 20-25 miles away, is in the downtown. They were actually tearing down an old building and was actually kind of difficult to actually get access to the place. I'd never been there before. He had a sign in the window saying, I buy old records. And it turned out that this guy had a lot of old records. He has a section where they're specifically priced, they're in outer sleeves. Annoyingly, they're not in crates where you can flip through. They're more on a wall and shelves, sort of like you would see, but at least he had them alphabetized. And then there's a $1 section of ones that obviously weren't alphabetized. So I paid a total of $15. I got a couple. He knocked off a couple bucks from what was printed. So we have an ABBA Greatest Hits, and this is a fairly early compilation because it only goes through 1976. So stuff like Dancing Queen, for example, is not on here. I'm pretty sure that came out after this particular compilation was made, but I now have ABBA on vinyl rather than just a digital download. He had several Beach Boys. I ended up getting Surfer Girl, and I had seen on somebody's video, I think it was a Mazzy video. If it was somebody else, I apologize. Kind of talking about, oh, here are several Beach Boy records. If you're going to get one that's not Pet Sounds, was kind of the one that was recommended. Then something I did pull out of the $1 bin, a reasonably clean copy of Glen Campbell's Greatest Hits. Again, early enough so it doesn't have Rhinestone Cowboy, but you got Gentle on My Mind and Wichita Lineman and Galveston and the like. And that's probably just about enough Glen Campbell for me. If I ever find Rhinestone Cowboy cheap, I could pick that up. Um, there was some stuff that was tempting in the $1 bin, but then there's like Gets Gilberto. Why is that in the $1 bin? You pull it out. Oh, okay, that's why. Then I drove to another town, kind of a weird old antique store. I actually ended up buying 5 records for $5 there, so $1 each. I may end up not really liking any of these because this was the most blind buy portion. So we have some Pete Fountain, Pete's Place. This is apparently from 1964. I'm kind of a sucker for clarinet music because I played clarinet once upon a time. Sort of Dixielandish sort of stuff. It does have this original coral inner sleeve on the coral label. And so Honestly, I've played almost none of these records. Most of them were literally bought yesterday. Then the next one I got from this place is probably my biggest reach. This is a record that I may end up loving, I may end up hating, and I think it's going to be one extreme or the other. But this guy, Rufus Thibodeau, so he's a Cajun, and the Cajun brass strings and voices, fiddle or fiddle, however they want to pronounce it. Apparently this came out in 1977. Little beat up on the back. It was on Plantation Records, maybe not the greatest label name, but kind of cool looking label. Again, I haven't listened to it yet. I did look it up on Discogs. Apparently this Rufus Thibodeau guy is a Cajun fiddler, mostly as a sessions and sideman, but he did put out a few of his own albums in the 70s. This one came out in 77. Only 7 people report owning it on Discogs. 2 ratings. One person gave it 5 stars. The other person gave it 1 star. So I have a feeling this is going to be a feast or famine record. Either going to really like it or really hate it. And I ended up getting 3 Stanley Turrentine records. Now, none of them are Blue Notes, so I wasn't that lucky. So this is Cherry from 1972. I'm suspecting this is probably going to be the best of the 3 when it comes down to it. It's special. I'm not sure why it's special, but there's a sticker on there that says it's special. And then we got some stuff from the late 70s, early 80s, and I know he was sort of the rep on him was that he got a little cheesy and disco-y at that point of time. So may have some cheesy disco-y sax here. 78's What About You? Check out that white suit. And then Use the Stairs from 1980. And so it may be like when I bought 3 Benny Goodman records. Maybe I have 3 Stanley Turrentines when I really only need 1, or maybe I don't need any of these. Maybe I need to hold out for a Blue Note version, but I have them. So, and they were $1 each. So we'll see how we like them. Then we went on to another town, and this is going to be the best find of the entire trip. So this particular town, when I had scouted, there were 3 possible places. So the first place I went to was out of business. Second place I went to looked sketchy from the outside. I stepped inside. It's this metal building. It was super hot. They had fans going, basically just blowing around hot air. It's apparently either they don't have central air or it's out. But I saw a bin of records, and the guy told me, hey, there's more records back there. So in the first booth of records, pulled out, got some disco, we got some Vicki Sue Robinson, Turn the Beat Around, Never Gonna Let You Go. So we got some Vicki Sue, and again, a lot of ring wear on this one, but we got some Donna Summer action here. We do have the original Casablanca sleeve, though it's actually on Oasis Records. Maybe Casablanca Oasis, Chocolate City Records. And so there's some Donna Summer from 1976. There'll be more Donna Summer later in the video. Then the third record, I went to the second booth with records. It's not a great condition, but it's a Joni Mitchell. That's actually an upgrade from the one I inherited from my dad, which is in just terrible shape. And the funniest part about this particular one is when I opened up the gatefold, there was a bit of an odor of the marijuana, because apparently this must have been somebody's go-to album for rolling joints. There's still a little bit of residue and kind of that crack there. And then here's the superstar of the trip, The Clash, Sandinista, $4 in a thrift store in a little town in Tennessee. No other records like that there. What in the hell is this doing there? And then, okay, so immediately I see this, I'm going, okay, there must be something wrong. Pulled out, I know it's a 3-disc, it's a triple LP. Okay, so obviously something's missing. No, all three of them are there. They're all pretty clean. And so they all didn't have inner sleeves. I put them in nice inner sleeves now. But what we do have, got all those songs. And this one I have listened to, and it plays great. No skips, no problems. We do have the original lyric sheet to fold out. That's still with it. I used some good rice paper sleeves. $4. Clash Sandinista. That was a score. All right. Then finally, we went to another town, and I found some places that I'm going to have to go back to. So this one particular antique mall, there ended up being a booth that had many crates of records, and it turned out that there was somebody who owns a record store in a bigger town south of there, has this, and everything that was over $2 was 50% off. So I ended up buying more than I would have if that hadn't been the case. I think I got 8 out of this booth that I ended up paying $20.50 for, rather than it would have been $41 if they hadn't had the 50% sale. So I bragged about my Hank Thompson that I got a while ago, Songs for Rounders. So now I have another Hank Thompson record. This is from 1966. It's called A Six Pack to Go. It's backing band, the Brazos Valley Boys. And then we got all these drinking songs. A Six Pack to Go, Honky Tonk Town, Hangover Heart, Beer Barrel Polka, Drunkard's Blues, Bubbles in My Beer, Hangover Tavern, The Wild Side of Life, Bartender's Polka, Anybody's Girl, Warm Red Wine, A Broken Heart, and A Glass of Beer. There you go. I haven't listened, but this is going to be awesome. All right. Mark III Deep Purple Burn. So I have Machine Head, so that's your Mark II Deep Purple. I have a single of Hush, that's your Mark I Deep Purple. And I figure if I ever can pick up a copy of Deep Purple and rock, that'll probably be enough Deep Purple for me. But like Burn and Mistreated, this is when Ian Gillan and Roger Glover had left, and they brought in David Coverdale and Glenn Hughes. Bob Welch, French Kiss. This just reeks 70s cocaine rock. So we got Sentimental Lady and Ebony Eyes, probably the two Bob Welch solo songs that you really need. Now we have some Bob Welch. There was a bunch of Jean-Luc Ponty there. I decided I would buy one Jean-Luc Ponty record. I was trying to remember for some videos that I'd seen of people that they were saying that Ponty's kind of hit or miss, that maybe you want older rather than newer. This is from 1977. And then I was Googling around yesterday, and this seems to be one of his more highly regarded albums. So I'm hoping I like it. Enigmatic Ocean, looking like a very 70s dude on the cover there. More Donna Summer. And this one has I Feel Love on it, produced by Giorgio Moroder. So yeah, Giorgio Moroder, he had a very good idea. Kraftwerk was cool. Make it so you could dance to. And have a hot woman sing, and it's better. So there you go. Then I got some comedy albums. So Slambo's watching. I did find my Steve Martin, A Wild and Crazy Guy in the Wild. So this, I should get to relive some childhood memories from this. I wonder if I'll find it as funny as I did when I was like 12 or so. But at least we can listen to King Tut again. George Carlin, Toledo Window Box. Haven't listened to this yet. Check out what he's growing in his window box there. And on the back side, this is from 1974. I don't know how this is going to sound, but we'll see. Then we have some Robin Williams, Reality, What a Concept. This is from, I think, 78 or 79. I see CRC, so somebody got it from the Columbia Record Club back in the day. But this is going to be obviously some manic, wonderful stuff with Robin Williams. There was a Richard Pryor that Blank's Crazy, blank being a word I'm not going to repeat. but it had a huge scratch in it, so it got to stay. And then there was finally one other outlet mall in the same town that also had some good booths. Hooters, One Way Home, I got there. And then the final one, this is actually the most expensive record I bought. This one cost me $12, but it's a pretty early pressing of David Bowie, Ziggy Stardust, and the Spiders from Mars. So that seems pretty good to have. And I was pretty happy to pick that up, and it's pretty clean. And so I ended up with 22 LPs, spent a total of $71, or an average of $3.23. Not including the 45s, but when you factored in the 45s, again, the average has been about $3 per record, whether it was a big record or a little record. So I've got a lot of records to plow through over the next few months. I've already listened to the Clash, and yeah, super psyched to pick that up. Maybe I'll listen to Rufus Thibodeau next and see if that's a 5-star or a 1-star album. It's going to be one way or the other. I just know it. So, I don't know next time I'll do one of these vinyl finds videos. It might be a while because I'm probably not going to go out on any big thrift store adventures buying stuff in the near future. But I hope you guys like that.